Hey Brandy, you're on mute. I just added the link to the freebie in the chat for you.
Okay, and I'm having a hard time with my Wi-Fi. Am I choppy to you?
No, it's
Okay.
clear.
Okay. Is my screen clear?
Hey Brandy,
Yes.
I just added the link to the
Okay.
freebie in the chat for you.
Okay, and I'm having a hard time with my Wi-Fi. Am I choppy to you?
No, it's
Okay.
clear.
Okay. Um, is my screen Okay, we're already streaming to YouTube. If you're watching on YouTube, yep, you saw us do that sound check. Let's go ahead and let everybody in. Good afternoon. It is afternoon. Hey, everyone. Hope you guys are having a wonderful day at your center. Thank you so much for joining in. We're going to let everyone in. And Bobby, you'll make sure that there's a text message reminder that went out to everybody as well. Um, I'm really excited about today. And so I want us to go ahead and get started. So, thank you guys for attending our lunch and learn um on today about our Enroll 20. You guys rocked it out with us at the webinar, which I truly appreciate. Hopefully, you learned a lot at the webinar. Now, the difference between today and the webinar is today is a little bit more interactive. I definitely want you guys to talk to me, and I'm going to show you how to use the VIP resources that was given to you when you upgraded to VIP. All right. So, listen, you guys had some homework, so I want to start there. One of your homework assignments was taking pictures of your building. I want to know, did you do it? Put a yes or no in the chat, and hopefully more of you will come on screen. I know some of you are in your centers, but I do want to see your faces on today. But I want to know, did you go through and take those pictures of your center? Let me know if you did that, because that was homework number one. That was homework number one. All right. Okay. And the next thing I want to know, somebody say yes, no building yes, London yes. So I want to talk about that first. If you took pictures of your building and you could come off mute, you could come off mute. I want to talk about that because in the webinar we talked about everything speaks, and we're going to be spending these next 2 weeks getting our building tour ready, getting our packets, and getting the back end of our enrollment process tight. And so when we start our boot camp on the 22nd, that you guys are ready to go. And many of you are already in the boot camp. We have 20, I want to say 24 people. Bobby is pulling the names for me right now that are already in the boot camp. And we know that there are going to be so many more because that doesn't really even include our Elevation Mastermind members. I just want to know, what did that assignment unlock for you? Can somebody unmute their mic?
Good afternoon, Coach Brandy. How are you?
I'm doing good. Hey, Mama Joyce.
Hey, listen, girl, I took those pictures and I was like, I didn't know that was there. Or I knew it was there and I had just been overlooking it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it taking those pictures really reopened my eyes.
Yeah. Were you moving stuff around and fixing stuff that very day?
Wait, say that again.
I
You're
said,
breaking up on me.
did you start moving things around and fixing it up that day?
Yes, and still doing it today.
Yeah. I mean, that's one of the things that assignment will really do. It makes you look at things the way that parents see them, the way that visitors see them, because we just get used to seeing certain things. Um in our building. Anybody else? They took me up on that assignment and they took pictures of that building. Unmute your mic. I want to talk to you. Bobby, can you do the waiting room for me? Nobody else did their homework. Some of y'all are
I
saying
did
yes.
it.
Okay, hey Londa, what did you
Hey,
find when you took those pictures?
I'm in my center now, but I like the way my center is laid out. Um, I'm licensed for 20. It's a smaller center. But I like it because I'm always in here tweaking things, working things out. Um, but my thing is now is to go full digital, even though I would have backup um, things for a paper trail, but I want
Mm-hmm.
to go fully digital. It'll be easier on me because I'm a small center. I wear
Yeah.
many hats, and I just don't have enough hours in the day to do everything that I need to do. So if
I
I'm digital, I can just click, click, and move on.
Yes. And when a paper goes missing, I don't know how papers like fly out of files. Like, is there a
Oh,
paper
really?
muncher that's like, I even have our parents, they upload their shot records, they upload their health statement, they do all of their forms digital. And I can take you guys into the background of what we do. But when you took your pictures, was there anything that you needed to change or tweak, or it just confirmed that you were moving in the right direction?
It confirmed that I'm moving in the right direction.
All right.
Um, Everything it has to line up. And this year, I was strategic about telling my teachers it's all about assessment for us this year to assess the teachers. I mean, to assess the children from the beginning of the school year, and the lesson plan has to match the assessment, and then I assess the children and the teachers, and that's how I'm going to base the raises, because you're not going to get raises based on how long you've been here, but it's about if the children are learning or not.
That performance. I love it. That performance-based
Hmm.
assessment. Well, thank
Yes,
you for sharing. And guys, if you are doing themes assessment-based, what you're teaching should be visible in your center. Like every time you do a new theme, every time you do a new unit, parents should be able to automatically know, oh my God, they're doing something new. I actually parked the school bus in the front of my school. I have to get one of the teachers. Um, to send me a picture of it. I moved it out. We had an inspection, a zero deficiency inspection yesterday, and I moved it around. Anyone else took pictures of their building and they saw something that was eye-opening and they want to share
I took
before we
pictures.
move? Who is that?
Mhm.
What's your name? I haven't seen you in class before.
Name is Leslie. How are
Hey,
you?
hey, baby. I'm good. So,
Uh,
what did your pictures tell you?
my pictures, I'm not gonna lie, had me ready to turn the tables over in the temple.
So I know you guys
It
have
was
a
just, it was really one classroom.
Okay. Well, I know you guys have a lot of resources. Leslie is one of those centers. They have a lot of resources. The teachers can shop her resource room, get what they need at any time. So, was it clutter? Was it dirty? Was it just need to be refreshed? What was it?
It was dirty. Um, and I think even without the pictures, Miss Bobby came in and she was ready to flip the tables as well because she had just cleaned the classroom Monday and I took the pictures yesterday morning.
Mhm.
And
Right.
so um we have decided to, yeah, I learned about this in church, so I'm doing a whole bunch of referencing. I've been really reflecting off of what I learned in church. Don't laugh at me because I'm serious. I am in the season now where Jesus went in and he saw all the den of thieves and didn't say nothing and went to Bethany to pray and reflect. I am in Bethany right now, praying and reflecting
Okay.
because when I come back to Jerusalem, aka Flow Academy, tables
Gonna
are being flipped.
What, what,
I know that's not what you preach.
well, listen, Jesus sister. I mean, listen, more lessons in that. Okay. That is our brother. We love him so. Um, but this is one of the things I want to say, and I really think that Londa like hit the nail on the head. It's really about holding people accountable. Because you said something, Bobby cleaned the room. Bobby not a teacher, Bobby is an administrator, right? And
No,
so when you don't do the work, you don't understand how accountable. I want y'all to remember the first time you spent your own money on groceries. how much you appreciated your mama for buying them $3 Star Crunches, right? People don't understand how much something costs until they spend their time and their money doing it. And so before you flip the table, I would make sure that they have a list of what they need to do. And do you guys have a checklist on the wall of what they should do morning, midday, and noon?
We had it in a notebook. It wasn't on the wall, but we had it in a notebook.
Would y'all mind if I share a resource with y'all today? I just want to show it to you. If you want to see that resource of how we make sure our areas stay right, just put yes in the chat. Thank you for sharing, Leslie. So today, my goal is to show you how to use the VIP resources. I am already in Chicago. I'm actually in Chicago. Haven't seen Leslie yet. She's in Chicago. This is our Elevation Mastermind. We call it fall retreat, even though it's really still summer. And so let me show you how. You see, I'm in the city. Sis is in the city. She is in the city. I am ready to it's about 50 of us that's coming to this retreat. Shavonda said she's in the taxi. I'm so excited to be here. But you guys are super important to us. So I left coaches meeting because I wanted to show you guys how to use the VIP. But I also want to reiterate that you have to make sure your building is tour rating. So this is some pre-work to the boot camp, and many of you are in the boot camp. Bobby, I want you to get ready to show us the list of the people in the boot camp, just their names, not their personal information. And then for my elevation people, we'll show you guys how to sign up for the boot camp this weekend. And I'm also going to announce the winner who won the general admission to the boot camp based on one of our elevators, Miss Aaliyah Adams, giving away a free seat to the actual boot camp, right? So special. So one of the things I'm going to tell you, when we went through our presentation, we talked about the first tip was really about tour and making sure your building is tour ready. The second thing was about understanding your money leaks. And that's what our resource is about today. We're going to get there. The third thing was about everything speaks, the way it smells, the way it sounds. My license inspector came to my center and I bought the center from a previous mastermind member in Elevation Mastermind. I bought her center, which was easy because she was using all of my handbooks, all of my things. And when she came in the center yesterday, she was like, "Oh my God, you've changed so much." And I was like, "Do you like it?" Because it's hard when you see your baby change, right? Even for us as owners, when our members, when our staff change things in our building, it's kind of hard. So we had added some things in the building that wasn't there, but it was so inviting to the parents. And so one of the things that I'm doing in my centers now, I have like a coffee bar for the parents. And if they have time and they want to make a Keurig coffee in the morning, they can. If they want to grab a granola bar, they can. We put out so many a week. Once it's gone, it's what? Gone. We even have a little donation box next to it where parents can donate, right? But everything speaks. A lot of us think our kids are just our customer, but our parents, they're our customer, right? So we wanted an inviting way for parents. So they're on Amazon. They're these school bus tablecloths. I don't know if you guys have seen them. I'll show you that too. But we set up like this little school bus. The kids were so excited because the school bus had been there for a few weeks before the first day of school. And then on Monday, we filled the school bus up with goodies, and each family got to take something home. And one of the things we did,
Hello, good, how are you?
because it's a small center, we were also able to gift every parent a pizza for the first day of school. So we just went about $25 gift cards for Little Caesars. I know it's $5.55. Listen, I can't deal with Little Caesars inflation. And look, I had five on it, right? So we were also able to give the parents a pizza for the first day of school because it's a smaller school. It can only take 44. We only have 20 full-time kids, 13 after schoolers. And so we were able to do that. It was $100 investment. I literally had parents like crying, like, "Miss Woods, thank you." I'm like, "Girl, for $5, I will do it again and again." But so when the lady that we bought the school from, she was like, "Oh my God, it's changed." We've kept a lot of things, and we were just really beefing up on parent engagement because it's one thing to get the kid, it's another thing to keep the kid. And the reason why I mention this is there should be a place in your building where you are engaging parents. I know a lot of us have parents research centers that tell about WIC and things like that, but you want to have something that is a wow factor for your parents, just like we have things that are wow factors for our students. If that makes sense, I want you to put a yes in the chat. Right. So we just got some $5 Little Caesars gift cards. We had little goodie bags for the kids. In our goodie bags this year for back to school, we did non-food goodies. So we got some little kitty body wash. They were like $1. We got them towels. We got them a little scrubby. We got them toothbrush and toothpaste. It was like a back to school, like hygiene bag. So we didn't put food in it. You know, we are good about giving chips and candy, but we wanted to make bath time special. And so we got them that for back to school. Parents loved it. We spent about $5 on the kid and another 5 on the thing. But the parents paid a $50 supply fee, right? And we had a supply tree where they brung supplies. So it was like a give back. Does that make sense? And so these are things that you can do as a wow factor, even for your new parents. What if a kid enrolls and you're like, okay, mommy, here is a nighttime bag for Michelle. That way, when she's getting ready, this is Michelle's nighttime bag. It has a little bubble bath in there. It has a bath toy. It has a special towel, right? These are wow moments that you can create for your families because everything speaks. What we were trying to speak to our parents is we see you, we appreciate you, and we want to make this night an easy night for you. Okay. And so think about the things that you can do. So I want to show you that checklist first. If anybody has a question or a comment, this will be a great time while I'm pulling up this checklist. Anybody have a question or a comment?
I have a question.
Yes. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. The question is, I purchased the playbook, but
Uh-huh.
I didn't see how to download it. I just got the receipt for it.
Okay. Will you drop your email inside of the chat? Because if you got the notification for this, that means you're VIP. So it may be in your spam, but Bobby can send it over to you.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Thank you, Lori. All right. And it should have came to you when you bought it 3 times. It says, hey, you purchased it, and then it'll say, did you get this? And so also check spam for me, but we'll send it straight to you. Okay, so I'm gonna share my screen to speak to Leslie's situation a little bit. And so one of the things that we do, um, which one I want to show first? I'll show this one first. So this is like a cleaning checklist that we have. If you notice, it's in English and Spanish. I'm in Texas, y'all, so I have to have both. And it tells them, hey, in the morning when you get here, these are the things that you need to do. At nap time, these are the things you need to do. Closing, these are the things you need to do. And it is a place for it to be initial every single day. And so if you're initially every single day and then I come in your room and it's not there, then now I have documentation saying that, hey, you're falsifying what you need to do. I tell my teachers, if you didn't get to it, mark an X there. Like, don't lie. I want to know that these things are done. I need to know that these things are done. So we have these in the wall. We started buying like these acrylic stands where we can just take it out a little bit easier. You can use a page protector, or you could laminate it and you can use a dry erase marker each week. But you know, kids kind of walk by and erase those things, right? And so this is one of our checklists that we use. And I want to show you my administrative checklist. I don't think this is it. I may have to go. No, that's our transportation checklist. And I'll show you this one too. All of our schools have this. This is our class setup checklist. And so we are on a program called TRS. It's our quality rating, but it is also another way to wow parents. Like if all of these things are done, they shouldn't get any deficiencies. They shouldn't be missing anything. Am I freezing? Okay. They shouldn't be missing anything that they may need. There's one other checklist I wanted to show you guys. I may have to go to Imagine Me to find it. And I think it's under health and safety. Okay, here it is. So our administrators also go through the classroom. They have to do it once a week, but if you start new, they can do it twice a week. And they're checking for these things too. Trash can, refrigerator logs, the cleaning supplies are stored, diaper cream. And so it's also a part of putting things in place and then making sure that whoever is managing it has the tools to manage it, right? So the teachers have a checklist on their wall, the administrators check it a few times a week, and then we go in with that checklist. It's like a compliance, it's like a mini state visit. What's your oldest kid? What's your youngest kid? What's your age group? And then we're finding that flashlight. We're finding if the plug's covered. Is there new kids on the wall? Is there new work from the previous week on the wall? It's about just really maintaining those things in your building. All right. That helps. All right. The next thing I want to show you guys today is the free resource that we gave everybody. All right. And so this was a free resource that we gave. If you don't have it, I'm going to drop the link in the chat. But I want to show you the money leak calculator. All right. Bobby, am I good or am I freezing?
You're good.
Okay, great. So this is kind of like an Enroll 20 in 20 days. I see one of my directors is on. Hey, Daniel, I appreciate it. I encourage each of you to go to file and make a copy. That's what you need to do if you want to write in this, or you can print it. So it has a place for you to go ahead and do some pre-work, like on your enrollment goal. How would this impact your business? It has a place for you to do your seat occupancy percentage. Now, in order for you to have a healthy business, you really want to be between 60 and 70% at a minimum. At a minimum. So, how do I do that? I take my capacity and I multiply it by 0.7, right? That is like your profitability test. So, I want everybody to do that real quick. Take your capacity and multiply by 0.7. Right? So for me, I've been talking about Elite the most because it's my newest center. My 70% capacity is 30.8 kids. So I'm going to round up to 31. So my 70% is 31. I want everybody to drop their 70% in the chat. Typically at 70%, you can pay all your bills and pay yourself. Right? Typically at 70%, you can pay all your bills and pay yourself and get into profitability. Right? So we didn't really talk about that capacity, that occupancy percentage test on the webinar, but that is something we'll be talking about in the boot camp. Right? So how do I know my business is financially healthy? How do I know my business is bankable? How do I know that I'm on the right track? You really want to stay at that 50% mark. Okay? Then if you go down, it helps you do your revenue impact, which we did this on our thing. But I suggest that you put it up in your office. I need you to know what it is. And again, the way you do that is your empty seats times your weekly tuition times 25. That is like the simple formula. Your empty seats, and we did this the other night. If you didn't do it, you're welcome to do it again. And you times that time. We use our toddler rate because it's normally close to our average rate, times 52. And when I do my budget, I don't use 52, but for the purposes of this, not to confuse people, we're just going to use 52 because this is your annual loss, right? And if you want to know your monthly loss, you can take your empty seats times your weekly tuition times 4.33 to be real accurate. Leslie says ours is on the wall with a red and blue box around it. And like your high level leaders should be able to understand money. For your low level leaders, you may say, hey, our first goal is to get to 70%. Because on that call, y'all, over 50% of us said we were not at 50% capacity, right? Who here is under 50% capacity? If so, put under. If you're over 50% capacity, you could put over, right? And when I think about there's so many of us being under 50% capacity, that means there is some work that has to be done, right? And it starts with our building and our tour, and it starts with our processes, but also just facing the fact of where we are, right? This number should motivate you to get in boot camp. It should motivate you to get your tour packets ready, get your little goodie bags ready for parents. Like it should motivate you to it definitely should motivate you. You know, my number is humongous because I have a center that opens on the 9th. And every time I think about just how much I'm losing at that center, I just take that 40 4. Whew, y'all. I get sad. I get sad. And both of them can take, well, this one can take 41. 41 times 1,300 a month because the tuition is a little bit higher. Lord, that's $53,000 we're missing every single month. Like I gotta get that building open. Okay. Gotta get that building open. Okay. So we want to make sure you have that. Now I want to go into the money calculator. So guys, when you click on the money calculator, oh, the next thing is gonna ask you. I think something moved, Bobby, because let me get this all on one line. Okay. The next thing is going to show you is the 3 action steps that you need to do. 1 is take those pictures and clean that building. 2, you want to be posting that number. And 3, you want to start getting your enrollment things together. But you may have some other action steps. But that's the action step that I gave you from there. Okay. Bobby, it says click here to access, but it's not allowing me to click. Is it hyperlinked? Oh, here it is. I see it at the top. We need to click that. We need to fix that though, Bobby. Does everybody see this calculator? Everybody see it? I'm gonna make it a little smaller so it can be on my screen all at one time. All right. So on the first page, you're just gonna see some instructions. All right. And on the second page, you could do a quick calculator. But for those of you who have multi-centers, I put a multi-center calculator in there as well, okay? A quick calculator. So you can use this to help you without doing all of those calculations. Okay, so somebody play with me. Somebody new. I've talked to Lori. I talked to Leslie. Who else did I talk to today? Pamela, I talked to Londa. I need somebody to be my example. Who wants to help me? Somebody. Anybody? Come on.
I will.
I
Okay,
do.
Michelle.
Okay, go
Dang.
ahead.
Okay, Michelle, what is your license capacity?
72.
All right. So she would just put in 72. I think I have to make a copy. Hold on. It's a view only, y'all. So when you get this, it ain't gonna let you do something. You're gonna have to go and make a copy. So let me make a copy real quick. We did that so one person wouldn't get in there and just kind of mess things up. All right. Thank you, Michelle.
No problem.
All right. So I'm gonna go to quick calculator. Okay, so now I can type in it. It's 72. And what's your current enrollment?
22.
22. And what is your toddler rate?
275.
Okay. Hey, Bobby, let's make sure that when they copied over the formulas that they didn't move because I think they did. I'm having to, yeah, I think they did because this is C, but this formula is saying F. So we may have to do something. All right. But since I'm a math genius, I'm going to fix the formulas.
We got 50 seats.
Okay. So 72, you have 22 students. Or did I have that right?
Correct.
And what was your weekly tuition?
$275.
$275. All right. Yeah. Oh, I'm so glad I did this because we tested these. Stop for being so patient. Okay.
Yeah, I know I'm draining. I'm drowning. But I'm here for the help.
That's really that's what it's all about. Right? That's what it's all about. And if you don't face it, then there's really nothing that you can do to fix it. Okay? And so I just want you to know you ain't the only one drowning. All right? and but the thing about it is so what do we do about it? And that's why we're here, because my director is on. He could tell you we're having these same conversations because every year, this time of year, we lose
Yeah,
these.
I just lost 20.
Mhm. Yeah. Bobby, so you see this what I'm having to do?
Yes.
I'm gonna share this one with you because we may have to send this back out.
Okay.
Um, yeah, it's all good though. I can do it. The reason why I want the formulas in there is because I don't want you guys to have to work hard. All right, so based on this is a snapshot of where you are. And the reason why we wanted to provide this is because as your situation change, we don't want you guys to have to recalculate. So your capacity is 72, her current enrollment is 22, and her average weekly tuition is 275. Right? So that means she's at a 30% occupancy, and we really want to get up to 70. And we need to do that over time, right? And so that means she has 50 empty seats. So she's losing 13,000 a week. She's losing almost 60,000 a month and 700,000 a year by having those empty seats. So I'm gonna change her current enrollment to 42 because our goal is to enroll 20, right? That's what we need to do. That would literally give her $34,000 a month just for enrolling 20 kids. So we want to focus on that just 20 kid difference. And then we'll focus on getting to the 50 kid difference. But even just that 20 kid difference will make such a huge impact on your profitability, right? And then also going back to look and make sure, hey, am I getting paid for each and every one of these students? So that's how you use the Money Leak calculator. I am going to make sure that when we duplicated the calculator, it didn't lose formulas because it should calculate the formulas for you. Another way you can do it is you can look at your classrooms by classrooms, right? And so let's just say you have the capacity to take 10 infants, but you only have 7, right? You should be able, this one is working, Bobby. You should be able to go in and look at it also by classrooms, right? And so if I look at the program, let's say I have 22 toddler spaces. I have 2 rooms, but I only have 1 room open and it's full. And my toddler rate, I'm just showing you guys like to look at it by program. This will give you a more exact amount. Let's say I have 2 pre-K rooms Um, and I have only half of a room filled, and that's 175. I'm just showing you guys how you could use it. And then schoolers, let's just say I have space for 20. And I have 15, and they're 125. Right. So it'll tell me like a more exact. If you go under the Mote program, you could put in your exact numbers. And it'll tell you, okay, how many seats you have. And you could be like, well, hey, Coach Brandy, in order to take these seats, I need to hire. Well, that may be true. But you may see where you have empty seats in one class where you're able to combine or maybe close a room or do a mixed age group while you're in the waiting process. Okay. And so this multi-program calculator helps you know some exact things. So I need another volunteer to help me with the multi-program calculator. Who's going to volunteer?
I'll volunteer.
Hey, who is this?
It's Pamela.
Hey, Pamela, let me find you. Hey, girl. Pamela be listening. I be watching. Okay, so how many infants can you take?
15.
And how many do you have?
4.
Okay. And what's your price for infants?
$285.
All right. And toddlers, how many can you take?
54.
Why'd you say it like that?
Because it hurts me to say it when I think about how many I have.
Okay, I'm with you on that. And how many do you have?
4.
Okay. And what's their rate?
200.
All right. And preschool or pre-K, we can do 3s and 4s if you want to.
60.
All together?
Yes.
Okay. And how many do you have?
14.
Okay. And their rate?
200.
Any school age?
I do.
Okay. And how many can you take?
I don't know how many I can take.
Well, what's your capacity?
My capacity is 137.
Okay. So let's just take the other 30 and put it in school age. And how many you have?
9.
All right. And what is your rate?
150.
Okay. So this is an exact total, right? This isn't Miss Pam. I understand that this hurts to look at.
Yes.
And even if we just said, okay, I'm gonna focus on like diminishing my weekly and monthly loss. Like, and we say, okay, based on my teachers, I know that I could take 6 more infants. I know I could take this, and we kind of allocate those out. I'm gonna add 4 more to your. I'm gonna take. You can take a screenshot. I'll add it back. I'm gonna add 4 more to infants. I'm gonna add 6 more here, and I'm gonna add. So that's 12. I'm gonna have 8 more there, right? Even that amount gave you almost another $20,000 a month, right?
Right.
And so just a small change, even a small change. You said you had 4, 4, and 9.
Yes.
How many schoolers you had?
9. I think that was 9.
Yeah. So even diminishing this just by a little bit. So this would have been 17. So it's 26,000. I'm gonna copy this number. Edits. Copy. I'm gonna put it down here. Okay. So I'm gonna go up by 4 here. I'm gonna go to 8. I'm gonna go to 8. And then no, I said I was gonna go to 10. So that was 6. So and then 19. Yeah, that'll give you like 4,000 more a week, which would give you like 16,000 more a month. And that wasn't even based on like all of them being at like the highest rate.
Right.
So how would $16,000 change things for you right now per month?
It would help me breathe.
Yeah. And what would you do first if you had those extra funds?
I'd probably hire another person.
To
I
do?
would I would definitely hire another person because right now I have the role of the director, the chef, the bus driver, the cleaning crew.
And so with those roles, that means you can't focus on enrollment.
Exactly. I'm so busy working the business that I can't grow the business.
You cannot focus on enrollment. And this is a good revelation. And so uh, th- even those part-time things like a cook, do you have a teacher that can take on those like few hours a day that can help in the kitchen from 10 to 12 or 10 to 12:30?
I don't. I don't
So you're
because
exactly staffed right now?
if I pull the teacher out, then there's no one to watch the children.
Okay, so you're exactly staffed. And how many teachers are you running a day? Two?
Today I have three. I have one who I'm gonna say I have two. She just she, she just doesn't come to work regular enough for me to really
Okay.
depend on her.
I love this realization. I think in order to focus on enrollment, you may have to invest in a part-time person,
Mhm.
maybe at least 4 days a week. Maybe on Fridays, you can thug it out, but on Fridays is when people call in too. But even if you had a person that could come in from like 8 to 12:30 or 6 to 12, this will allow you to put some time into your enrollment efforts and into your building where at least they could help the teachers and cook lunch and you can do tours and enroll. Because you maybe will pay that person $10 an hour. They may work 6 hours a day, right? And so, yeah, you are making an investment on what you really don't have. But if you can just enroll two kids a week, just their registration fee will cover that. Right. And so it's about you don't even have the bandwidth to focus on enrollment. You don't have
Right,
the bandwidth to go in the classrooms. You don't have the bandwidth to call back. You can't, I know you're not answering your phones. I know you don't have flyers out. I know you're not posting on social media because you literally don't have the time. Another thing that I am a big proponent of, Miss Pamela, is weekend warriors. So sometimes I can't, my family is working, and when I had my first center, a lot of people, I couldn't afford a lot of full-time people, but I would just ask people to come and help me on the weekend. We would prep food for the week. We would clean out the refrigerator. We would, do the milk. We would make the copies. So all of those little things didn't eat up my week. Right. So you maybe find one or two people that can help you every other Saturday that say, hey, these are things we can't get done during the week. Can we do it? And the second person you need to hire is a driver for two reasons: the liability of you being out of your building and the liability of you making a big mistake. So if an employee makes a mistake, you got a little wiggle room. But if the owner makes a mistake on a route, you ain't got no wiggle room, right? And then it's also pulling you out of your building when you're already telling me I have a few people that a little shaky, not so trustworthy. Right. So
right,
if the state come, if anybody come, a serious issue happens, there's nobody that has that good thought process to handle the situation.
right.
So we need a morning floater that can cook, and we need a driver so you can focus on enrollment. You got $1 million locked in your business, literally over $1 million locked in your business, and you paying somebody part-time or squeezing out another $400 a week so you can focus on your business, because even just with 20 kids, that's an extra 4 to 5 thousand a week. I know we can find 400 so we can make the extra 4 to 5 thousand a week. Yeah, I think that's one of the critical things that I see, like you giving yourself time. So We will definitely fix the calculator because the second one is working. The motor program is not, but this is. I hope this helped you, Miss Pam. You
Oh, yeah.
are in boot camp, right? Because I saw your.
Yes. Yes.
I'm so proud of you that
Yes.
you made this decision. We're gonna help you.
Okay.
We're gonna help you. I want you then the next 2 weeks focus on cleaning your building. I want you to focus on having them enrollment packets and those first few things. So when we get into the boot camp, you've kind of cleared your mind and you're like, okay, I know I'm ready for people to come into the building. I'm
Okay.
ready to move faster. I love it. Thank you so much.
All right.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right. All right. So Miss Joyce said that reconfirmed something for me. Tell us about it. And if anybody else wants to share, please do. We have about 10 more minutes. I'm going to talk to you about the boot camp real quick. And then we are going to head out for the day. And I'm just so happy that we are focusing on this right now.
You caught me with food in my mouth.
I'm sorry.
That's quite all right. But yes, I was in the same shape that Miss Pamela was in, and I had to find a way to come off that van because things were going crazy inside of the building that my staff thought that they were doing right, but they still were not following protocol.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so even though it cost me a little bit more to hire that part-time person to be my bus driver and my cook, but I had to do it because I needed to be in the building.
I love it. I love it. And guys, if you can't find that morning person, you may have a person that can come in like from 10 to 3:30 or 10 to 4, where you got breakfast because breakfast is the easiest meal, but they can come in, help with lunch, give a break or two, go pick up the kids, and they can go. You need time to be a CEO. You need time on your calendar to be a CEO. All right. Thank you for sharing, Ms. Joyce. All right. The last thing I want to share with you guys today before we go over the boot camp is this is your Enroll 20 playbook. So you should have, this is the VIP resource. Thank you, Gemini. That you should have gotten. And it goes with the actual webinar that we did, and you should be also have gotten the replay, but I'm going to send all of these back out because the calculator is in here too, and I want to make sure it's working. And so it tells you about how to calculate, again, reinforces where to focus your time, because if you don't have space in your infant room, you don't want to put out marketing around infant spots. You want to market for what you have, right? So it gives you all of that, helps you to create your goals for enrollment. And then it goes over the money leaks. It gives you an example of how to do that. Um, and then it has some other money leaks that maybe you haven't even thought about. Like, are you discounting tuition too much? I have a person on here, I think she just made it to the hotel, Shavonda. At one point, she was giving, I think it was over 30 staff members free tuition, free. And we figured out she was like giving away about $50,000 in tuition a month because her tuition was between 1,600 and 2,000 a month for her program. And every single staff member, no matter how many kids they had, were getting free childcare. And it was making her seem unprofitable, right? Because not only were they taking up seats, they had no skin in the game. And so we went to a discount program. And so that's something that you also had to look into. Are you letting late payments slide, right? Are you letting late payments slide? Are you undercharging compared to the market, right? Londa, I don't know if it says playbook in the email, but it'll probably say your VIP resources are here or something like that. Bobby, can you check on that? Are you turning away families because your tour process is not converting? Because you're frustrated doing the tour. You're also cooking. Give me 1 second. I'm going to be right back. The phone is ringing. If I'm with a tour, I'm not answering the phone. Somebody can't get it. Whoever's in front of me needs my full attention. And then these are some things that you can do. So in each one, it has some quick fixes. It has some phone scripts in here. So make sure that you definitely download your playbook. Let me, I'm going to be nice and drop the link in his chat so you guys don't have to wait. All right. I just dropped the link for you guys. And then it talks about our follow-up process. All right. So it just kind of gives you some other things to do in your classroom to make sure that your classroom is tour ready. And then it has like your action plan. For those of you who are going to be going into the boot camp with us, this is where we want you to start. So over the next 2 weeks, we want you to be rocking this out. Let me see. Enroll. Okay. And then for those of you who are like, Brandy, I got to get in this boot camp. I wanted to make sure we can bring up the page. Bobby, remind me that I hate this backlink. Remind me that I hate that. It makes it too hard. All right. So guys, the boot camp is a 6-week boot camp. We don't start until the class part until September 22nd. What we will do is around September the 10th, we're going to be opening up a Facebook group. We're going to be doing pre-work. But now until then, we're going to be meeting on Thursdays at 12 o'clock for our lunch and learns. This is where we're kind of doing some pre-work, okay? But we start out with our 5-day class on September the 22nd. General admission is $297 and VIP admission is $597. So when you go to the page, it's going to give you a clear difference in general admission and in your VIP. Okay. And then it tells you on our 5 days boot camp when we're going over the information. The first thing we'll talk about is the mindset of a recruiter, how to get your team, including your parents, involved in recruiting, a perfect tour, how to close and get that deposit on that tour, and then your 90-day blueprint enrollment. What are you going to do over the 90 days? One of the things that we will give you for the 90 days is, over the 20 days, is 20 days of social media activities. Like, you'll know exactly what you should be doing every single day. So it has some testimonials there as well. You guys can go and watch those. But we would hope that you would get that VIP spot. When you go to VIP, if you haven't enrolled already, if you go to pay another way and add new payment, it does give you those payment resources. All right. And so I just wanted to walk you guys through that tonight. And just really just thank you guys for coming to the webinar. Before we get off, does anybody have any questions?
Brandy, this is Wanda. I wanted to ask you a personal, well, just a question. Um, I know I heard you the other night and you was talking about the time frame for tours. And I always have done my tours once I close because of the safety of the kids, I felt. And because my center is small and I have had one child along my journey in protective services. So how do you feel about that for the time frame I do the tour?
It just really depends on the setup of your building. You know, my first building could only take 19, and it was a little bit more difficult to tour because we really didn't have an office to take parents to once they toured. And so in your situation, I think it's a little different. But I think the power of a tour is letting the parents see what their kids are going to experience. And if you're comfortable with your program, you shouldn't be nervous about that. Now, you do have to practice, like with your staff. Like, what do you do during a tour? Because, or when kids see random people, that they're not just like, it's something that you need to practice. Um, Safety wise, since it's guided, I don't see any big safety issues. Unless somebody is trying to come in, they have a custody issue and they trying to pull a fast one. But during the tour, the parents are guided. They're never left unattended. And so I don't view it as a big safety risk. And we also are not allowing parents to stay in classrooms long periods of time. We're in there 1 to 2 minutes and we're out, to say hello to the thing. If they're singing a song or doing an activity, we want them to be able to visualize that. But we do not and will not allow them to stay for long lengths of time.
Thank you. Thank you.
They're never unattended. Now, because we didn't have an office in our first one, we did do tours. But we did do a few more evening tours. And during the pandemic, we did all evening tours. We didn't tour until 5:45, which that just doesn't work, for every single situation. You can also do Saturday tours, but we found that the best thing is when parents can see kids interacting and they can get a glimpse of, what we do. Yes.
Okay, thank you.
You're so welcome. Well, guys, if you are not in the boot camp, we want to see you there. Bobby will be following up this with the link. And as soon as that calculator first page is corrected, we'll send it out to you. But you can still use the multi-program page and it'll help you calculate everything that you need to calculate. So thank you guys so much. We'll stay on for just a second if you have any questions. But other than that, we want you to go to that link and make sure you hop on and get into the boot camp. All right. Bobby, did you have any announcements before we get off?
No, ma'am, I'm dropping the link right now for them to join the boot camp.
All right. All right. Well, thank you guys. Y'all have a wonderful day. And
Brandy,
yes.
one more thing. I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
I didn't know where to drop it at. I sent it to you to take. I had did some laundry bags for my center, but everything that I was doing in this season, it has my brand on there, my name, everything, even down to shirts and stuff that I'm doing because I have a t-shirt business. But everything that I'm doing for the daycare, it will advertise my business. So I just sent it to your messenger.
Yay. I can't wait to look at it. Thank you for sharing. I love that. Let's get it done. Let's get it done.
Miss Brandy, I have a quick question.
Absolutely.
Are you able to share any of those checklists that you showed us? Is that something we would be able to use?
Yeah, those we will share some resources in the boot camp, like those
Okay.
checklists and things like that. We'll definitely share those in the boot camp. Oh, and I don't think you're in our accelerator. I'll just say there's so many templates, but I'll make sure that in our portal for the boot camp that we drop some of those things in there.
Okay.
Some of those templates. They are very helpful. We don't want y'all working hard creating nothing. So we'll make sure we get those to you guys by the 10th.
All right.
Yay. All right.
I got back in too.
Oh, good. Well, you guys have a wonderful day. I'm about to go prepare for our Chicago event, but I love you guys. Glad to see you here. And we got work to do.